Hello po mga ka-viral and welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Latest update na naman tayo ngayon. SP Chis Escudero nabigla sa naging desisyon ng Supreme Court hinggil sa impeachment ni VP Sara Duterte. 18 senador ay pinapanagot na ng kataas-taasang hukuman. Sa pagsisimula ng 20th Congress ay mayroong panibagong Senate President na uupo sa ika-20 Kongreso. Patuloy pa rin at mainit na pinag-uusapan ang pagpapa-impeach ng Kongreso kay VP Sara Duterte. Hindi man naging matagumpay ang impeachment sa 19th Congress, subalit matagumpay pa rin itong nakatawid sa 20th Congress. Umani ng kontrobersiya at pambabatikos ang Senado, lalo na sa SP Chis Escudero dahil sa pagpapabalik nila ng articles of impeachment sa Kamara. 18 senador o majority votes sa 19th Congress ang bumuto na ipa-remand for verification sa Kamara ang articles of impeachment kung saan inalmahan ito ng Kamara na naninindigan na wala silang nilabag sa impeachment rules, lalo na ang 1-year bar rule. Ngayon nais ng Senado na pipili ng bagong prosecutors ang Kongreso sa 20th Congress at kung nais pa rin nilang ituloy ang impeachment. Mas naging mainit na talakayan kamakailan lamang ang naging pahayag ni Escudero na maaari pa ring madidismiss ang impeachment kung majority ng mga senators sa 20th Congress bilang impeachment judges ang boboto na i-dismiss ito. Na ayon sa mga law experts at legal luminaries na unconstitutional dahil hindi maaring madidismiss ang impeachment without trial. Umalma naman si Senator Alan Petro Cayetano at kinampihan si SP Chis Escudero dahil aniya lahat ng kaso at kahit saang korte ay maaring hindi tatanggapin ng korte ang anumang kaso kung wala itong jurisdiction, lalo na if mayroong rules itong nilabag sa pagpasa nito.
Congressman,
Congresswoman, magiging prosecutor, magiging soon to be prosecutor kung hindi po ma-dismiss yung kaso bago mag-trial. Pwede ba yun? Pwede kasi yun ang sinabi ngayon ni Senator Win Gatchalian na baka nga daw pagbotohan ng mga senators yung case to dismiss. Pwede ba yun?
Hindi ho pwede yan. Kasi ano pa ba yung pag-uusapan nila dyan? I mean, nag-file na ng verified answer, nag-file na ng reply, and therefore, nag-join na yung issues. Yun ang tinatawag na joinder of issues. So it's already ripe for trial. Kasi yung mga determination ng mga form, sufficiency in form and substance ay nandun yun sa House of Representatives. So nakita nila, na ano na nila yan, na verify na nila yan, na niguro na sila na sufficient yung complaint, sufficient yung articles of impeachment. Ngayon naman, kung ano pa yung mga i-raise nila, yung mga jurisdictional issues, I don't think sa level ng impeachment court ay pwede nilang i-consider at this point because try and decide. Ang kanilang mandate is to try and decide. Now, they have a pending petition anyway with the Supreme Court. But in the absence of a temporary restraining order, walang makaka-delay dapat, wala dapat magiging impediment or hindrance sa pagtuloy-tuloy
Pero Congresswoman, may motion daw kasi to dismiss. Meron daw kasi motion to dismiss, so pwede nilang pagbotohan yon.
Well, yung motion to dismiss, they can of course look at it and they can of course, try to issue a ruling on that. Pero hindi pwedeng dismissal, hindi pwedeng grant. Ang pwede dyan, ino-note lang nila, duly noted. May ganyan mga resolution duly noted. Kasi nga, hindi pwede, the very idea of dismissal without first seeing and looking and evaluating the evidence is not contemplated in the Constitution.
Congresswoman, when I interviewed you for Long Take a couple of weeks ago, at that point in time, di pa po kayo na-invite to join, formally, you haven't joined formally the prosecution panel, so you haven't seen the actual evidence. I know it's just day one, pero...
You haven't... Up to now, I have not been invited yet. Okay. So to any formal meeting of the panel, yes.
So you haven't seen the evidence either?
They already forwarded the records. I've perused over it. I've started to study that. And so I'm just waiting for an advice or for a notification from the panel na pwede na akong mag-participate in the preparations, in the meetings. But wala pa ho at this point.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, the second order issued by the Senate Impeachment Court is for the 20th Congress to certify that it is still interested in pursuing yung impeachment trial po. I'd like to toss you a hypothetical lamang. What if, for some reason, for any reason, by the 28th or the 29th of July, Congress votes not to pursue the trial? What happens then? What happens to the articles of impeachment? What happens to what was forwarded by the 19th Congress? And so on and on. Because this is all, I suppose, uncharted territory. But, what happens then to all of that?
Well, of course, there's always a remedy. Your question is about what if trial does not proceed? What if the impeachment court dismisses the case? Is that the question?
No, ma'am. What if the impeachment court is asking the 20th Congress, the incoming Congress,
yes,
to certify it is
yes,
still interested in pursuing the impeachment trial? That's their second order. The first order was complied with already, which was a certification that it was constitutionally the impeachment was constitutionally sound. So the second was for the 20th Congress to express interest in pursuing the trial. But what if, for any reason, the 20th Congress majority, they decide, they vote na, no, we're not interested anymore because, for example, baka nagbago yung ihip ng hangin sa politika, baka nagbago yung mga alyansa. That's one month from now.
Yeah, okay. That scenario to me is most unlikely. Although in this, in the kind of climate that we have, it's not really completely impossible. But I don't see that really happening because remember that the articles of impeachment, when transmitted, actually carried more than 1/3 votes, a lot more than 1/3, 215, and even more than 215 votes. So I doubt if there's going to be any change of position, a change of vote by the majority of the House of Representatives. So it's not about really yung ibabalik talaga in totality yung articles of impeachment, but just a manifestation, is an information, a manifestation, an information to be brought to the attention of the Senate as an impeachment court that yes, we are proceeding with the impeachment. Although that's not supposed to be, pareho kasi yung dalawang points na yun, the reasons for the remand are actually very questionable. Even yung pag-remand just to ask for a certification that it complied with all the constitutional requirements, that's not proper. There's no such thing because the very transmittal of the articles of impeachment to the Senate then in February 5 is already the certification that it is sufficient, that it complied with the Constitution. Now, the second one is more questionable. Not only is it premature, but also because the premise there is that the next Congress the impeachment complaint, the impeachment case would not carry over or cannot carry over to the next Congress, which is the 20th Congress. So I don't know how the House again will act on that. It cannot be seen, it cannot be perceived as really in compliance with the order of the impeachment court. But just for record purposes, that yes, the impeachment case ought to continue.
Paano, as far as the House is concerned, tapos na yung role nila sa impeachment, di ba, Kong? Tapos na yun eh. Yung,
exactly.
Kaya nga itong issue
tapos na talaga. So bakit binabalik pa sa kanila?
Yes,
bakit pa binabalik sa kanila? Tapos na.
Yung issue ng remand...
So, ang Senate ang talagang mali dyan.
Yeah. Yung issue ng remand, binabackpedal na nila last week. Sabi nila, hindi naman talaga remand, kundi referred.
Or return.
Referred back.
Paano kasi yung remand kasi, legally, halimbawa sa ating justice system, binabalik mo dun sa lower court yung buong kaso. Diba? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng remand. Binabalik mo yung buong kaso. Dito, parang humihingi sila ng clarification. Kaya hindi talaga siya remand. It's more clarificatory. Diba? So
it does not nullify. It does not nullify all the things that the House of Representatives has done in compliance with their duty under the Constitution. Hindi yun nilnullify, hindi yun reverse, hindi yun iniiba. So tama, yung the use of the word remand. Kaya nga hindi dapat talaga ituring na remand yun. But when it comes to court cases, remand has a technical meaning that should not have been or cannot be applied dyan sa impeachment. Kasi nga, hindi naman nilnullify yung mga ginawa ng House, yung sa proseso ng kanilang pag-adopt nung impeachment complaint, the fourth verified impeachment complaint, all the way to the transmittal, the due transmittal of the articles of impeachment. So walang nababago doon. And that's why the House needs to be careful also on how they will approach it, on how they will respond to those so-called orders from the impeachment court without being seen as accepting the propriety and the validity of that move on the part of the Senate, and at the same time cannot be construed as being disobedient, that they can walang contempt of the Senate as an impeachment court.
Yes, but the fact,
Congresswoman, may sarili kasing diksyonaryo yung Senate doon sa 19th Congress. Pero paano nga kung magbotohan sila on the motion to dismiss at dinismiss? Ano ang magiging recourse ngayon ng prosecution team?
Supreme Court.
Of course,
Ano ang pwedeng gawin?
Of course, I cannot speak yet officially on behalf of the prosecution, but
Yes.
The prosecution needs to raise that because it's a very valid constitutional question. And sino ang saan pwedeng erase yan? Wala nang iba. The Supreme Court. Although ordinarily, ang position ko sana, Ami, is that sparing lang dapat ang pangingialam ng Supreme Court. As much as possible, the Supreme Court should not be interfering or intervening sa mga issues surrounding the impeachment unless glaring ang error, glaring ang violations violation ng Constitution. And it will be a clear case of violation of the Constitution kung i-dismiss nila at this point. This is premature because no trial because trial is yet to be made. Yeah, so pwede talagang idalhin yan. That's one of the instances when pwede talaga na mag-exercise ng judicial powers ang Supreme Court over impeachment issues or impeachment matters.
I was gonna say na if there's anyone who knows about cases being remanded, it would be you because the Court of Appeals, diba, remanded your case back to the Muntinlupa RTC. Na ngayon, you've been acquitted once again over these illegal drug charges. Congratulations, by the way. But also, what do you lawyers think? Ito na ba yun? Is this the end? Are you home free? How do you lawyers feel?
May ihahabol pa ba yung kabila?
Mag-remand pa ulit.
Pwede pa ba yun?
Wala na akong nakikitang dahilan o anuman na talagang dahilan o punto na pwedeng erased by anyone, kasama na dyan ang Office of the Solicitor General, and even on the part of the Court of Appeals itself. Kasi in the very first place, questionable talaga yung pag-remand na yan. It was sort of unprecedented. Nagtanong-tanong ako sa mga practitioners, and they said na ngayon lang sila nakakita ng isang kaso na pinabalik yung kaso dahil hindi na kontento, hindi na satisfy dun sa itsura nung decision. But there was never a categorical ruling there that the acquittal, the very judgment of acquittal was erroneous.
Itong impeachment trial na to. Well, the question should be asked again, how will that election or authorization of the House prosecutors will happen? Paano sila ma-authorize? In what kind of action? Is it just a letter from the Speaker, or is it a formal authorization coming from the plenary of Congress itself? So, wala naman tayong question na gagawin yon at naniniwala tayo sa kakayanan naman ng House of Representatives at sinabi na rin naman na ng Speaker of the House na they will comply. So, I don't see any problem in na pagsabayin na yon, no?
Sir, follow up lang po. Sorry. Sir, follow up lang dun sa yung sa prosecutors. Kailangan pa ba talaga ng plenary action? Kailangan pa aprobahan ng House plenary yung mga prosecutors na papalit?
Well, because nga collegial body ang Congress, no? How do they actually authorize somebody? No, like for example, in a corporation, kapag corporation 'yan, para yung isang tao ay ma-authorize to represent the corporation, then the board of directors has to come up with a board resolution and the corporate secretary will have to come up with a secretary certificate. So, in any collegial body, ganun po may memorialize yung authority to be given to any person. So, as a collegial body, Congress as a collegial body is expected to also do the same. So, ako po, basic lang naman po yun, no? Kung meron pong other way na gagawin po sila, then tignan na lang po natin kung ano po yung ipapasa nila and then let the impeachment court decide on the sufficiency of their compliance or submissions.
Sir, si Senator Risa Hontiveros po parang nananawagan na kailangan na pong manumpa na raw yung mga bagong senador sa 20th Congress. Maybe get your comment lang.
Highlight lang po natin, no, na as of today po, 6 out of the 11 major steps outlined in the procedural framework or that accounts for 55% of the entire process has already been accomplished by the impeachment court. Kung makikita nyo rin po doon, no, sa proseso na yon, nandoon yung pag-swear in ng ating mga senator judges. So, yung call po for swearing in of the senator judges will need to depend on the existence of a presiding officer or a Senate president. Kasi po, ang senator judges will have to take their oath before the presiding officer. And as you know po, if one Congress adjourns and another begins, the Senate President, no, is going to be elected or re-elected again. So, kailangan po natin hintayin kung kanino pong manunumpa. Ayaw po ng presiding officer na magkaroon ng question doon sa proseso or sa step na yon ng panunumpa na maaari pang ma-question at magkaroon ng legal impediments kapag nagpatuloy na po yung proseso. So gusto ng presiding officer as a matter of prudence and diligence na gawin na lamang po yun kapag nag-elect na po ng Senate President na tumatayong presiding officer ng impeachment court ang 20th Congress.
Sir, hindi ho ba considered continuing yung powers ni SPGs considering hindi naman po nag-expire yung term niya nito?
And that's one school of thought, no? Tama yung school of thought na yan. And there is another school of thought na hindi rin continuing kasi nga may adjournment nga, no? And if you see the parliamentary processes doon sa rules ng Senate as legislative body, ganun na nangyayari sa first day nag-e-elect sila ng Senate President or kino-confirm nila yung election nung nakaupong Senate President. So because of that procedure in the Senate rules, then there might also be another school of thought who would say otherwise, contrary to your school of thought. So yun yung ayaw na nating mapagdebatehan pa pagdating ng convening on July 29. Kasi gusto na nating kung ano na lang yung mga urgent matters na nakahain, katulad ng pag-join ng issues already na sinasabi rin ni Congresswoman De Lima, no, na-joined na yung issues. So dahil joined na yung issues, then the impeachment court can already proceed and act accordingly based on the next steps in the process.
Sir, so the earliest that the new senator judges can take oath ay July 29, sir, after maka-elect ng July 28, whether or not sa SPGs yun?
Tama po, kasi alam na po naman natin na yung July 28 is just a ceremonial opening of Congress. Medyo busy yung mga senator judges doon at saka yung ating House din. So, only after that maaaring mangyari yon.
Sir,
Medyo clarify ko lang to. Ibig sabihin, sir, balik ako yung sa certification po to proceed, kailangan nilang isubmit plus yung authorization ng bagong mga prosecutors?
Ano po? Yes.
Because so
correct.
Dalawang compliance.
Yung sa House Prosecute, sabi ko nga, pwede na siguro nilang isabay yun dahil gagawin na rin naman nila isang proseso. So, as a matter of efficiency, then the House may elect whatever they want to do on how to comply with those two processes. Kasi nga yung authority rin ng House Prosecutors ng 19th Congress has already ended when the 19th Congress adjourned. So there needs to be another authorization from the 20th Congress of the new set of House Prosecutors.
Attorney, how will you explain the impeachment court being a continuing body outside of legislative matters and processes when in fact it again requires plenary action para po doon sa pag-reconvene ng court and pag-oath po ng mga senators, senator judges?
Because nakasalalay po yung presiding officer doon sa kung sino yung magiging Senate President. Yun lang yung sagot doon, no? Kung walang ganong proseso, then baka tama rin yung school of thought mo na dapat magpatuloy. Pero kung may mga magsasabi rin sa iyo na school of thought na baka hindi. So para hindi na lang ma-question yun, due diligence and prudence requires the presiding officer not to anymore overstep, no? So that his actions will not be questioned. Kaya kung makikita nyo po ang galaw ng Senate President o ng presiding officer mula Pebrero, napakaingat. Kasi nga, lagi nga sinasabi dito since February, ayaw niya na ng legal hurdles na maiakyat pa sa Supreme Court, etc. Kasi para gusto nating tuloy-tuloy na lang.
Pero Attorney, does that contradict yung perceived na concept that the impeachment court is independent from the legislative process?
That is a good legal theory. Again, hindi natin alam because this is the first time in history na magkakaroon ng crossover o yung proseso mula sa 90th to 20th Congress. So, hindi alam natin kung ano talaga yung sagot dyan sa katanungan mo. Pero kung titingnan mo, we would rather err on the side of safety rather than on the side of questions and doubts.
To clarify, right now, walang powers si SP bilang presiding officer of the impeachment court?
That is one school of thought na kino-consider rin ni presiding officer. Another school of thought nga, yung meron pa rin na continuing body. So because of the precarious situation na kailangan mag-elect ang 20th Congress, so iniisip na lang ni SP para wala ng legal question, then wag na muna. Hintayin na lang natin yung 20th Congress na maipanganak at mag-convene.
So, bali, yung stand po ng impeachment court sa ngayon, wala dun sa dalawang yun? Hindi po namimili yung impeachment court dun sa dalawang schools of thought for now?
More of doon sa school of thought na base sa Senate rules nga, no, consistent with the Senate rules as a legislative body, it is trying to balance that. At dahil nga kailangan mag-elect ng Senate President, malamang yung presiding officer din mawawalan ng kapangyarihan. So yun. So it is the safest position as of now because it has a basis in the Senate legislative rules.
Attorney.
However, sabi ko nga sa inyo, no, this is an ongoing conversation with the public. So lahat naman po ng senator judges, no, whether they like it or not, nakikinig naman po yan at nagmamonitor po. So lahat po ng mga legal theories, lahat ng mga comments and opinions ng iba't ibang mga abogado at saka mga constitutionalists, kino-consider naman po yan. So if the people will be able to proffer persuasive argument towards the convening or swearing in earlier, siguro baka makonsider yon. But as of now, the presiding officer would like to err on the side of safety and consistent with the spirit behind the Senate legislative rules.
Attorney, following your arguments on the, Dexter po, dun sa pag-required din sa House of Representatives, hindi ba imperative din sa impeachment court to issue na panibagong summon dahil nasa 20th Congress na sila at 19th Congress yun na napadala ng summon sa Vice President?
Kung makikita niyo po yung galaw po ng yung galaw po ng impeachment court ay patuloy. So kung medyo may pagdududa ba kayo kung continuing body ba o hindi, the position taken is it is actually a continuing body kasi nga may summons po, and we recognize the submissions from the previous Congress. However, meron pa nga pong mga question kung sino po ba yung presiding officer ngayon? Si Senate President pa ba? Dahil nag-adjourn na yung 19th Congress? Or patuloy pa rin ba siya? So on that question alone, makokonect mo yung summons na yan. Kung makikita niyo yung summons ni Vice President Sara Duterte, nakalagay doon na sagutin niya yung articles of impeachment. Pero isa rin sa nakapaloob sa summons usually ay mag-appear yung nasasakdal before the impeachment court. And when you look at the body or the wording of the summons, walang nakalagay na specific date doon at a set date and time na isi-set ng impeachment court. So, ngayon, sa next step natin, makikita yung step 7, appearance of the Vice President Duterte. Paano ngayon malalaman ni Vice President Duterte na kailangan niya mag-appear? Kung 29 ba siya? 30 ba siya mag-a-appear? Hindi niya alam eh. So, malamang sa malamang, isa po yan sa gagawin po ng impeachment court kapag nag-convene na po ito ng sa susunod na session nito. So, ang issue po for the Vice President to appear at a certain date and time.
So makakapaglabas lang po ng bagong calendar kapag
tama po. Kapag nakapag-convene na po. At saka kapag naka-comply na po. Kasi naka-hinge po yung convening ng impeachment court doon din po sa certification from the House of Representatives.
So, Attorney, ibig sabihin po, dependent pa rin po yung calendar ng impeachment trial sa schedule po ng mga legislative processes? Like po sa 28-29 yung start po ng sessions?
Hindi ko magets yung yung tanong.
Kung dependent pa rin po yung schedule ng calendar trial dun sa magiging schedule po ng mga sessions sa legislative processes basically kasi sa 28 pa po mag-resume yung or mag-start po yung mga sessions. So nakadepende ito po doon kung kailan po siya.
Lagi yung tatandaan, dalawang hats ang sinusuot ng Senado. So kapag